Everyone. So I wanted to give a quick update on a toy project I've been working on using a web server called Sanic, which is a uh, library, Python library. And I kind of wanted to give an update of what I've been doing in this project or what I've built. I did a couple things that there's a couple things that I've changed. One, I'm not using MongoDB anymore. I wanted to use more of a relational database, so I'm using MySQL. I looked into SQL Alchemy, but I felt like for this simple project, it was just too complicated to figure out. So I'm using a ORM called Peewee, which is a kind of a nice has a nice API and it's easy to follow along. So what I'm using MySQL. I'm connecting to the database here in this db.py file, and I have a base model which I only have one table post or one model post, which is extending from this or inheriting from this base model. I only have a title and a body field, so this is a varchar and this is a text field. And then I just have this function here, create table. So once if I have no post table, just call this function, and then it'll just create the table in the database. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty cool. What I want to do, like as an improvement, is add in database migrations. I think Peewee supports database migrations, but maybe I can just add something like a limbic or something similar. That way I don't have to truncate the data every time I want fresh new data in my database. But that's for later. But what I also did is I imported my DB file, and then I made a little bit of updates. I updated this for loop, and post.select selects all from the post, and this is just appending to this empty list and returning it as JSON. Same as the post request. I'm just inserting the data, and then insert.save persists the data in the database, and then I'm just returning that JSON. As an improvement from this is all fine. This is just very, very, very simple. But what I want to do is maybe add in some errors, maybe have a little bit more of descriptive JSON output. So if all went successful, it'll show the HTTP response error or code like 200 or something, or if something went wrong, it can post a 500 server error or something like that. So it gives a little bit more output to the user that's using the API. But that would be nice. But for now, it works. It's all good. So client side, what I did, because we're able to retrieve the posts, but we're not able to post the data using the API. So what I did was I created a form in Vue.js. I'm using this directive called von. Von submit. So every time if the form submits, it'll look for this method and they'll execute the code that's in here. So how I'm getting these values though, I'm using another directive called vmodel, and that's how it's getting the data from the form. So anything that's inputted in here, that's how it's getting that. So what I'm doing is, I guess I don't really need this prevent default because I'm already calling it from right here, but that's fine. So first what I'm doing is checking if the forms are empty. If the fields are empty, then do nothing. Maybe later on I can add in more proper validation, like error messages, but this works fine. So that if the fields are empty, it doesn't store empty data in the database, or it doesn't send data to the server, which is we don't want that. And then I'm storing the values in this post object, and it's grabbing the title and the body, and then it's pushing it to the array, which is up here. So once you hit post, it'll append to the list, and it'll go down here. And then after it gets pushed, we make a post request with Axios. So we make an Ajax request to the server, and it submits the form. It submits our data to the database, and then after that we clear the form. So let me show you an example really quick. So I refresh the server. So if we don't have any data in here, it won't send. There's nothing gets sent to the server. There's no empty data. So let's do this video test or something. Hello. So once we hit post, it'll get appended here, and then you'll see that it'll be stored in our database. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty simple. Obviously, we can totally make this an improvement. Maybe what I'll do for the next video is actually clean this up design-wise and make it a little bit more prettier, I guess. And then I do want to ascend this. Maybe I'll add a timestamp to the model here, and then I can order it by the recent time or date. I kind of order these by recent time in either the database or maybe client side, or both. They'd probably be better to do both, and then maybe add in some error messages and stuff like that. So that's all I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how I did this. Kind of wanted to document this, and that's all I have for this video. See you soon. Bye.